Thank you. You know, the peace I felt sharing the gospel to people who've never heard, I want every one of you to feel that. And we get caught up in stuff out here. We just do. As many talks as my wife and I have had, where my wife even just said, honey, we get talked out of things. You know, like nice church people talk us out of convictions that we know are in Scripture and somehow convince us to play it safe. Even though we know it contradicts Scripture, can we just not let people talk us out of our convictions anymore? Because we get caught up and you start believing that, no, it's my Christian duty to have a nice Christian home and keep my kids safe and, give them a good Christian education and just, I don't know, we end up justifying the things we want to do. And we somehow can block out those moments of prompting and conviction and feel justified in doing it. And it just happens. And there's so much of me that just, I don't want to stand up here and go, oh yeah, here we go. We're heading in there. And I'm fearless. I'm terrified. I was packing up my stuff yesterday. I put all the things that I need in one suitcase, all my clothes, and I'm just looking at my kids, looking at the house, throwing things away, thinking about, man, God, are we doing this again? Where we're just going. It's not easy. Everything in my flesh is things are so good right now. Why are we leaving again? Why are we going on this? The older you get, the more you feel like you have something you should hold on to or protect. And it's like, no. Jesus said, now do I believe this? In Matthew 16:24, if anyone would come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross and follow me. For whoever would save his life will lose it. But whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. For what will it profit a man if he gains the whole world and forfeits his soul? Or what shall a man give in return for his soul? These are the words of Christ. He goes, if anyone wants to follow me, he has to deny himself. And he has to take up his cross, meaning you suffer and die in any way I call you to. And you follow me. And he says, if anyone tries to savor, protect his life here on earth, he goes, I promise, this is a promise from God. I promise you, you will lose your life. And he goes, and I promise you, if you lose your life for my sake, you'll find it. My wife and I talk about the blessing in our life. The blessings that God has given us over these years was not because we always made the safe, good decision that worked in our favor. It was those times where we stepped out in faith and thought, oh, this is scary. Then we go, oh my gosh, I'm so glad we did this. Like this life came, it followed faith. And that's not to say that, oh, look at Francis, he always lives by faith. There's so many times I've chickened out. My life is riddled with mistakes and failure. If you want to find dirt on me, you'll find dirt on me. If you want to see me say something wrong, you can find it and write an article about it. I've said things that are wrong, whatever. The grace of God's been on my life. And those few times when I get it right and I hear the voice of God and I'm scared to death, but he gives me courage by his grace to do something I don't feel like doing, those have been the most amazing blessings of my life. And so in these verses you go, man, do I believe that if I try to save, I will lose? It's a promise. And do I believe that if I lose it, not just for any silly reason, but for his sake, that we'll find life? I've got to believe this promise. There's something about this peace I want you to have And so much of it is being on his mission. Because every day, like this week, you just live life. And you don't feel like you're really on his mission. You're not really thinking. You look at what you say you believe in eternity. And then you look at how you live your daily life and you're going, it doesn't match up.